GM, everyone, happy Friday. This is going to be a really special episode. We have JK Charters and RSK here, also known as Jordan and Ryan. Ryan is the dog. Um, yes, you're not. You're not confused. It's really happening. Burtworst, this is going to be your favorite episode. So come on in, get comfy, and we'll be back in 40 seconds. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, Nanish Prof and Adrian, for another episode of GM Farcaster. GM Farcaster. It is Friday, April 11th, and you are here with Nownish Prof and my guest co-hosts, JK Charters and RSK from The Creators, and we are going to be chatting about all things base creators and ClankerCon, and I didn't quite get my tweet out, so I'm sending it now. So if you are watching on Twitter or on YouTube, share with your friends, let them know we are here, we are live, and I'm super excited for this chat today. We are going to start with a few updates on what's happening around the Farcaster ecosystem. And yes, if you're just joining us, that is a dog. Yes. That is a dog that we have with us today from that is Ryan's online persona, and I absolutely love it. Okay, so we're going to start with a couple quick things. This first, I wanted to let everyone know our RSVP is out for our GM Farcaster karaoke happy hour at FarCon. So if you are one of our Hypersub active holders, you have first dibs. So go RSVP. It's going to be a lot of fun. We did something similar at ETH Denver. Super fun. That was a karaoke brunch. This is happy hour. I couldn't find a brunch in Williamsburg for karaoke on a Wednesday. So there you go. It's a special Denver thing, apparently, that we can only do in Denver. But I'm really excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you RSVP. And for all things FarCon, go to farcon.nyc. You can see the full schedule, all the side events, all the fun things happening. I thought you guys are sponsoring something, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not sure if it's on here.
Yes, we're still kind of nailing down the exact date and everything,
Okay.
and the location. But yeah, we will be submitting our side event. Yes.
Fantastic. I thought so. I was like, I think they're doing something, but I'm not positive. So it's going to be really fun. I'm excited to see you both in New York. Also, a couple other quick things. The 6 card is ready to mint. Goblinborg Degen. This is from Degens and Dragons by Octant. There is a whole game that is going to be involved with this. So make sure you go pick up all the cards. And right now, GM Farcaster and a couple other folks have sponsored some mints. So you can pick it up for free right now if you move fast. So go pick that up and grab the latest. They're only available for 1 week. Have you guys seen this yet? Do you know anything about this?
You know, I saw it and I was very curious because I'm a gamer and I love this kind of stuff, especially like TCG stuff. Like I played Magic the Gathering when I was a kid, and played Hearthstone and all that stuff. And so, yeah, I gotta check that out.
I think this is going to be
really
totally up your alley. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I know you guys are gamers and such, and like puzzles and all these things. So this to me is like right up your alley. Go check it out. This has been week 2. I think there's 6 cards that are out so far. So you can pick them all up on Highlight, and they also have physical cards. And I'm hoping to get some at FarCon to do some fun things with. So look for that. But we're excited. And Octant is one of our premier partners for GM Farcaster. So thank you, Octant, and go check that out, everyone. Okay, a couple other quick things. This is from Dan, who was on with us on Wednesday, and I thought this was a great cast. How are we making Farcaster easier to understand for new people? One, we're still considering rebranding Warpcast back to Farcaster. If we do that, we will have an FIP. yes,
I completely agree with that. I'm very much in favor. Yes.
The confusion is too much for most people. It will be controversial, but initial feedback from most developers actively building on the protocol is that they are supportive with the goal of increasing users on the protocol. To be clear, this is not a final decided. The reason they had two separate names, just for those who don't understand, was to keep the protocol separate from the client that is launched by Merkle, which is Warpcast. You can have many different front ends and many different ways to reach Farcaster. So, but it causes a lot of confusion when you're trying to onboard for the first time. So we've dealt with this for a while, but I think it might be time. Might be time to just head on back. Number two, we rebranded Frames to Mini Apps. This is a more literal name and in line with other popular ecosystems like Telegram. This is easier to understand for new developers. Again, try to make it easy for those who haven't been here for a minute. We know what frames are. We know what Frames V2 is. Others have no clue when they're first coming in. So mini app, much easier to understand. Three, we're gradually deprecating warps. We hear, Dan, you needed to like a little bit of proofreading here. You're making me crazy. We hear this feedback a lot. What are warps and why do I need them? The moving most of functionality to warps to USDC is much simpler, as will be being more composable. In other words, so warps right now, the only reason you need those is to create a channel or for invitations that you want to sponsor. And eventually they will be moving this over. There's another cast that he talked more in detail about this. And what I'll do is include this in the show notes for more detail on that. And then finally, we're working on cheaper, free signups. A lot of potential good new users churn at the $3 to sign up screen. Our goal is to make it cheaper at the protocol for other apps and free on Warpcast with a verification. We pay the protocol fee, so still paying to protocol. So those just some quick things. You guys seem like this is like positive. I see a lot of nodding of the dog head. So we're liking this. Also excited to see. I think this is also a lot of this is in anticipation of the Coinbase wallet integration of Farcaster, which essentially, if I'm understanding correctly, Coinbase wallet will essentially be another client or another way that you can reach the protocol. So I think trying to simplify some of these things that we've come to know and love, but maybe don't make sense in the new era is a great idea. Any other thoughts before I move on? A couple other things. Do you guys talk to new creators or new folks who are about Farcaster, and do you find like some of this confusion?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And for me, I mean, I've been new to Warpcast, I think since January, really. And
Oh, okay.
and
Wow,
so, yeah,
you're really
so
new.
I'm
Wow,
really new. Yeah, I'm
I didn't
brand new.
realize that.
I'm totally brand new. Yeah. Yeah. I I jumped I actually learned about Warpcast back in my Polygon days, and I never jumped on it, right? And
Well, it wasn't on Polygon, so I get
yeah,
it. Yeah.
I didn't jump on it. Well, Polygon was actually doing like a frames like
Oh, that's
big
right.
like
Yeah.
grant thing, right?
Yep.
And a little bit of my background, other than being one of the visionaries, for Farcast and part of the creators and everything. I'm uh, I'm one of the co-founders of Polydoge, the most successful meme coin on Polygon, and so I used to be absolute Polygon maxi, like no other really. And so yeah, so when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, maybe I'll check it out, but I didn't. It was Clanker that led me
That's
to
amazing.
Warpcast and Farcaster, and then especially the name of Farcast, right? Like, of course,
Yeah.
that's the whole reason that Clanker AI launched that token, was thinking, okay, what kind of token am I going to launch? What am I going to name it? Oh yeah, I'm going to name it Farcast. Just makes sense, I'm Warpcast, Farcaster, perfect, And so, but I absolutely love it. I mean, like Warpcast it has the best creators, the best builders, the brightest minds. People are really supportive, and you barely find any like grifters or scammers or anything like that. So it's the place to
We
be.
got some
It's the
farmers,
place to
but
be.
not many
Yeah.
scammers. There's like people who they're farming, they're engagement farming a little bit, but
Oh, you
usually
find that
what
on every
happens
social platform,
everywhere.
right? Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you like, some people start that way too, or they come in because of a token, or degen was a big push for a long time. And then they find what else is there, and like the deeper dive into the builders and the builder like vibe energy changes everything. So love to see that you're here now and vibing. I had no idea you were that new, so that's crazy, because I know
Yeah.
Ryan's been there for a while.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
yeah, because we've chatted before when the Shibuya White Rabbit puzzle was happening and all that
Way
was
back in
going
the
on.
day. That's about a year ago,
Yeah.
exactly.
Was it a
Actually,
year ago?
that was about April
Wow.
of last year. Yeah.
I think yeah, wow, that's wild. It seems like yesterday, and also 10 years ago at the
Yeah.
same time. Like
In, crypt-
many
in,
things, many
in crypto,
such
that's just
cases,
the way it
right?
is, right?
All
A
the
year goes
time.
by and it's like,
Yeah.
whoa.
But
I know.
that's also because the long-term builders are out here building long-term things, and like you keep
Yeah.
running into the same people, over and over that long period. So that's what's cool about it.
Yeah, totally, totally. Couple other quick things from the team. We've got from Kartik, we've got from Sloke, also aka Sloke. Warpcast now supports a compose cast action for mini apps. Use this over the Warpcast intent URL so that your mini app works with other clients. This action also supports calling back into your mini app after the cast is created with the cast hash. This is a little technical, but if you're creating mini apps, I think the idea is so that, again, things like Coinbase Wallet, it will be available there as well. You can start integrating this into your mini app, but might want to wait a day or so before launching anything to allow for users to update their apps to the latest version. If you are logging in to your Warpcast on a regular basis, you'll often see the restart link. Do click that, because it does change things, and it allows them to update more often than having to go back into the app store and do the full update. So that's why you see that. And it's been a godsend, because these guys ship multiple times a day. So that's why you see it sometimes multiple times a day. A couple more quick things. Bracky. If you're not following Bracky, you got to. Attention Farcaster Network, the Masters market is now operational. March Madness validated my market formation thesis with 2% of total supply traded. Today, I expanded access to the entire golf channel and sent each of these accounts 25,000 Bracky. Augusta variables await our analysis. So if you want to go play around with Bracky, especially if you are into golf, this is going to be a lot of fun, and you can own shares of various players. Super fun. It was really fun during March Madness. It gave you another element of a way to kind of keep up on what's happening. So this has been really fun. I had a great, amazing trade on Justin Rose yesterday. Couldn't
Oh,
believe how
congratulations.
I got in before he hit the top of the leaderboard, and I was like, "Why is he so cheap? Like, what are you people doing?" And then he ended up at 1, and I'm like, "Yes, nailed it." Every once in a while. Okay,
Did
yes,
that?
I won probably 2 cents, but it's it's the point. It's just the
That's
feeling
really
of the
awesome.
win.
Congratulations.
You're
Yeah,
right.
it's
In this
amazing.
market,
It's
I'll take
amazing.
it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In this market, yeah.
Right?
Any win, any win
Any
is a win.
W.
Profit is profit, right? Profit is profit.
I don't care if it's even just profit in the Bracky token, it's fine.
Yeah.
It just feels good to win for especially the past couple of weeks. One other quick thing. This is really cool.
Oh,
O'Hara hyphen AI Farcaster integration is here. Every app you create on O'Hara automatically transforms into a mini app on Farcaster. No extra steps, no extra code, just instant usability. Build once, cast everywhere. Simple as that. See you in the feed. And this is super cool. Naomi was who I saw working on this. And this was really funny with this meme, my O'Hara assistant creating my mini app for me. She was cooking. And then, within a couple hours, she launched her first ever mini app. And she's not a dev. She's a content creator, an incredible content creator. If you're not following, you really should be. But, she doesn't, it's not, if she can do it, anyone can do it. She has some technical skills. Let me, make that very clear. But I think what this does is make it so much easier. So very cool to see this. I checked it out. You can go do a little workout with her. Has 4 mini workouts. Very cool. And just love seeing this this opportunity for people to create. So very cool to see. I hadn't seen this before. So this was like news to me yesterday. I was like, wow, what is this? So I have to go check it out.
Yeah, we're
I may have
also
to build
working
something.
with the O'Hara team to see about doing, like a hackathon,
Oh,
vibe coding
cool.
hackathon at ClankerCon. Um,
Love it.
I love seeing this kind of stuff. Like the barrier to entry to create right now is, I mean, like all the walls are being broken down, right? You
For
have an
real.
idea, you can just vibe code it now. And I'm not a coder. Like
Incredible.
I can't
Yeah.
wait to use these tools myself. I've just been so busy with ClankerCon, but yeah, this is going to be amazing.
Oh,
Incredible.
Jordan, you spoke with O'Hara as well about doing a hackathon because I also spoke with them about doing a create-a-thon. So that's really funny.
Yeah, like great minds think alike, right? And so
Yeah,
that's
we can combine that to have the base creators do do the create-a-thon with O'Hara at ClankerCon. That'd be great.
Amazing. I love
there
it.
we go. There we go.
I love it. And that is a perfect segue into what we're going to talk about next. And I'm going to bring Smoke up to the stage.
Let's go,
Smoke, are you
Smoke.
ready? I'm bringing you up. Hey, Smoke, welcome.
Yeah,
And
GM.
hey, GM, it's so great to see you. Now we have 2 dogs on the stage. This is phenomenal. Love it. So let's start before we dive in. And I don't know if you want to start with base creators or if you want to start with ClankerCon, but let's level set and just do some intros. We got a little bit of your background,
Yeah.
Jordan,
Mhm.
in terms of where you started, where you came from. But what I'd love to know, I'd love to have Ryan and Smoke both kind of do a quick little intro. And then also, if you guys can give us a background on what is the creators, how did this come together? And then we'll jump in from there. So, Ryan, let me shoot it to you first and tell us a little bit about you, and then I'm going to shoot it over to Smoke.
Sure. So I guess I should start with what I've been trained with back in college and university days because that's really what led into the creators and all of this. So I was trained in branding, multimedia, animation, and web design, as well as game design
Oh,
at Full
cool.
Sail University. And after graduating, I decided to just kind of go ahead and found thecreators.com in 2012. So I had been
So
working
this
as a
is
branding.
long. This has been happening. You've had this going for a while. This has had many
Yeah,
iterations. Cool.
this is a very long play.
Wow, this is
um,
wild.
so yeah, it was me and one of my best friends from high school who had founded the creators back then as a freelance and kind of creative agency back when like those freelancer.com and like elance type of websites were really big back in the day. And we were like, yeah, we're gonna make one of our own that's going to be all about creators and creators coming together to like make different projects. It ended up becoming kind of more of like an agency, kind of like a small boutique agency with a bunch of creators that we worked with and trusted. So we kind of like we did projects throughout Colorado and became kind of a large branding and creative agency in Web 2. And then that kind of leads into me getting hired to GameStop NFT as their head of community and education,
Wow.
and kind of learning a lot about NFTs and onboarding and We had 100,000 or so people come through to create their first wallet, buy their first NFT. So that was a huge experience to be kind of.
I had some students who that was their first experience with NFTs. And before they got to my class, they had already been involved in that space. And I thought that was interesting that they found their way from there.
It is really interesting. I mean, and it touches so much on like mass onboarding of like, Web 2 and, folks who have never heard of NFTs before, because they were onboarding because they loved GameStop, and I was among that community, like, and I still am, I'm still among the community that loves GameStop. So like, they came because of the brand and because of the community that, was supporting that brand, and that was just the thing to do. And I think that's kind of, leads us into what we're doing with the creators now that, GameStop NFT was suspended, and, thousands of creators and people that were following them kind of needed a place to go. We were figuring out how that looks for the next few years, and now it's kind of evolved into a collective that's building those exact tools to allow, a decentralized, directory and hub and resource platform for creators to exist and be owned by the creators that create it, and that it's not owned by any one, centralized entity.
Very cool. Smoke, can you give us a little bit of your background? And I've heard you speak on a couple panels, and I just always find you so fascinating. So I'm so glad that you're able to join today. Can you tell us a little bit about like how you got here and what's your involvement with the creators as well?
Thank you so much. I mean, I met Ryan through Pleaser DAO. So Ryan was a guest on an episode that we did with Pleaser, who originally started the company that I'm now the CEO of, which is called Own the Doge. And Ryan was a guest who was kind of talking about what Etsuko and Doge means to him. So we ended up just, I was helping him with a video clip that he had on that. And that's how we first met. And I think that was 3 years ago. Do you remember, Ryan?
I think that was 2022, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we've known each other for 3 years, and Ryan has worked for Own the Doge, I want to say, for about a year now. And during this time, throughout our friendship, these concepts about creators and kind of really similar to what Base is really working toward, and what a lot of the industry leaders are working toward, with really rewarding people, making people feel included. I think, supporting builders is huge, but some people don't consider themselves a builder if they're not a dev. I think most people consider themselves a creator because they have either, done art or, something in that realm. So anyway, just used to talk with Ryan a lot about kind of philosophically different ideas for businesses, and just what we're working toward in general with Own the Doge, but as an industry. And then it just so happened to be that, once he had launched this token on Clanker called Create, we saw a lot more interest in these kinds of ideas, and we got to see firsthand the power of tokenizing a concept, a philosophy, a culture, a belief, and something like Ryan has said he's been working toward for many years, over a decade. I myself with Own the Doge, same type of ethos: charity, creators, supporting Etsuko, who owns Doge, and that's kind of what our project is about. So it all came together. We saw a lot of interest come in from that. And from there, the Base team has just been incredibly supportive and really interested in what's being built. They can see this decentralized vibe that's high level, considering the reality is technology is not at the point where full decentralization exists yet, but we are trying to move toward that direction. I think Base is very appreciative. And also, I think Base is just really killing it this year, and Farcaster as well. I want to make clear. Because I'm kind of OG. No, I'm really not.
They kind of walk together a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
I think so too. And so one really exciting thing we did on Farcaster was, I think it was February of 2024, we did a huge airdrop on Base, and we hit like a 1.6 million wallets, all the biggest communities at the time: Yellow Collective, TYBG, you name it, all these amazing communities. And we made a frame that had the airdrop ability within it. And we got to work with Jesse and Titles. We got to co-launch with Titles.xyz, which has an awesome frame, multiple frames out now. Anyway, long story short is background. I come from e-commerce. I've worked with Own the Doge for over 3 years. I ended up becoming CEO just a couple of months ago. and I'm a co-founder of the Creators with Ryan and Jordan. And yeah, just really bullish on what's being built here. Really bullish on ClankerCon 2025, which I'm hosting with Own the
So
Doge.
excited.
Weekly build-in public events with Ryan and Jordan and Lynn, and others as well, such as Nacho, who is doing amazing development work. And it's really been very successful. People love kind of getting the vibe, getting to see what does this really look like? You know, how do you build something like this? And also like the ideation stage. I think people like being involved in that as well. And a lot of that was inspired by the Coinbase and the base concepts of as well of building in public. I think that was a conversation we had with Statuette and some others from the team, and about personal goals of base and kind of how base operates, how Farcaster operates, and just kind of always being on the cutting edge. So long story short, super excited to be here, very bullish on this team and this movement and what Farcaster has coming in store. And thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
I'm so glad you're here. And before we jump into a little bit more on base creators and ClankerCon, and I'll ask you guys where you want to start. I want to ask a little bit more about Own the Doge for those who may not know what that is, what you do. If you can just touch a little bit on that and just explain to some folks in the audience who may not have had a chance to interact with Own the Doge, and give us a little background on that.
Absolutely. I would love to. So Own the Doge started in 2021. The way that we were founded is that Aya from the Ethereum Foundation kind of worked with Etsuko Sato, who's the owner of Doge. So that you see Ryan's character, he's trying to emulate Kabosu, which is Doge with that.
Yeah.
And Etsuko is the woman, she's a kindergarten teacher, and she's the one that really saved Doge from a puppy mill, and kind of saved this dog that ended up becoming this huge icon. So she was kind of working with Zora, and she was working with the Ethereum Foundation, and she decided, you know what, I'm going to mint some NFTs of Doge. So the most famous of these NFTs was the iconic Doge meme that everybody sees on the couch. And that's the one that Pleaser DAO crowdsourced funds together, and they won it for over 4 million at the time. It was 1,696 ETH that they won the auction for. So they got this NFT right from the creator.
Amazing.
And yeah, so it was super dope and kind of like, you know, fairly revolutionary for the time. So right after they got it, what they did is they fractionalized this NFT, which is rare, but Jordan knows they're working on amazing things with that now. But at the time, they fractionalized it. So every token, every piece of this NFT is tokenized, and that token is called Dog, and that is the token that we use for governance, and it's the token that we have over 1 million holders on Base, which is kind of like a hidden secret in a way of Base. But yeah, any chain that this
I think I'm
token is
holding
on,
some now that I think about it. I don't think I knew exactly that whole story behind it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I have some in my wallet.
That is awesome. You probably do, because all the
I do.
OGs got some. Yeah, if you had over 40 transactions in like January, February of 24 on Base, you got it. You got it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, so that's basically what it is. Dog token represents that NFT, and it's a digital collectible. And the cool thing is we made a huge move over to Base beginning of last year. And so we have the most holders by far on Base, literally over 1 million, because, of course, largely this airdrop. But yeah, the story of the project, we've donated upwards to $3 million to charity since we started in 2021.
Amazing.
We built a statue in Japan, in Tokyo, which is a monument now in Tokyo, and beautiful statue of Doge, and then Itsuko's cats as well.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so it's really awesome. We made an international holiday called Doge Day. Every year on November 2nd, we go and travel to Japan as a team, as a crew, and we celebrate at the statue, and we have some different events. And the reason we chose November 2nd is because that is Kabosu, or Doge's, birthday. So we made that into an international holiday. What else have we done? A lot of different interesting things. We happen to have our token on the moon currently. We went with the Blue Ghost
Incredible
ship there. And then the creators is like a huge, and everything that's happening with the creators is huge. We're so excited. Another interesting development that happened with us recently is that we launched a token called Kokoro, or Kokoro, some would say. And this happened because Etsuko decided she wanted to adopt a new dog, and we found out. And what happened was, believe it or not, if we didn't launch that token, there would have been like there still are, but there would have been like 50 other projects that had nothing to do with Etsuko that would have launched, right? And it's kind of extractive. So we decided it was the right thing to do, launch the token. Of course, we chose Base, our favorite chain, and we were able to give 50% of all of those LP fees will for a lifetime go to Etsuko. So she's already been able to, so she's really, really appreciative because she's able to pay for all of her pets' food, all of her pets' medical expenses, and everything from this token. So yeah, that's one we're proud of. It's called Kokoro. And then of course we have Dog Token. And like I said, that's backed by the Doge NFT.
Love it. You mentioned so a lot of people just don't even know the whole story of Doge. So I thank you for kind of like filling in some of those blanks, because I think that's kind of gotten lost along the way, where people may not even realize like it's essentially the first real meme coin and the only one that's had any significant staying power. So for years, it's been kind of amazing. It was my first meme coin. One of my first coins. I think I owned Bitcoin before that, but not much longer. No, I think I owned Doge first. I think I owned Doge before Bitcoin.
Doge was my
ETH
first too.
Ethereum's my first because I came in via CryptoKitties. So that was my first entry point.
Did you hold on to your CryptoKitties?
Yeah, I still
all
have
the
them.
way. Oh, amazing!
I still have them.
That's incredible.
I still have all my CryptoKitties. I think I may have sold one somewhere along the way, but no, I have them all. I have 2 Gen Zeros, but I bought Ethereum to buy CryptoKitties because I was like, I saw something that said, learn about smart contracts from these digital cats. And I'm like, what's a smart contract? And then I went down this rabbit hole. That was like December 2017, but then I kind of disappeared and I never bought any. I bought some Doge before I bought Bitcoin. Now that I'm thinking it through.
Wow.
It seemed more accessible, I think, in a weird, you know what I mean?
Did you get it on Robinhood?
Weird.
What did you get it on? Yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, one quick thing I want to add to this too, which I forgot to even mention, but it's pretty crazy. We actually have the IP of Doge. So this is an interesting thing about our project.
Yeah.
Somehow, and the reason it is it's cool, but we know what it is because we work with the creator. So she has the ability to be able to give that kind of licensing for the IP. But with that's what we're hoping this year we can get some really interesting and culturally significant partnerships in place for Doge, where, like you said, people can kind of think about, I think it's amazing how many people have told me Dogecoin is their first cryptocurrency. I would say 80% of people or more tell me this. And I think it's just like you said, it's very inviting. It's silly. It's not taking itself seriously. It's really inclusive by nature. It doesn't matter. And that's why, yes, we've seen some things have become politicized, some things have become whatever they might be, but yeah, realizing this is actually a dog, this is a picture of a dog, and it can bring everyone together and it's not controversial is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of people who don't understand what Doge really is. So hopefully, that education can continue so that doesn't get lost in the mix of other things. So funny, the comments about Robinhood in the chat. We'll leave those there. I feel you, Zal. I feel you. But it had its moment before it turned on us. So,
Right.
I also own the Doge has also been a big supporter of Pizza DAO, which I'm a big fan of Pizza DAO, and Nouns has been connected with them as well. So always love to see that interaction and that connection as well. Do you want to jump into ClankerCon or do you want to jump into Base Creators? Where do you guys want to start next? Where should we go?
I think we'll jump into Base Creators first, and then they'll kind of like lead into everything for ClankerCon, because it's like the lightning rod. It's like the hub of everything that's happening with all the different partners. So I think Ryan, that'll be the best way to start.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it, is that the Base Creators directory is like a lightning rod for creators. It's going to attract a lot of resources and support and be able to kind of roll into a lot of different things. So, and one of those things is that, every directory, every creator who's on the directory is going to have a free package to display their artwork or have their music or have a 3D sculpture
cool.
In ClankerCon. So we're going to be able to attract various different offers and freebies and resources, guides, support, visibility, to the creators who are joining this directory. And that's really the whole point, is like getting a verified list of creators who have a base name and have listed and created an NFT on base. And those are the only two requirements to be a creator. And now that we've made it easy to just kind of permissionlessly get through those requirements and get yourself listed, it's something that can scale much faster. That just to give you a little bit of background on the base creators group, it's created by Statuette. She's base community builder number 001, also known as the based MFer, Princess Leia. she's really
She has many
amazing.
names. We
Base
know her by many
mom.
names.
Base
Yeah, I
mom,
mean,
yes,
yeah,
base
all
Base
mom.
mom
all
feels
kinds of
right.
things.
That
Yeah,
feels
base
very
mom.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
Love
love
Statuette.
Statuette, and
Yeah.
she's been putting in so much work to build the based creators group, first on Warpcast, and then the group chat grew too large for the Warpcast group chats, so we moved to Telegram. And now it's kind of growing too large for for her to really maintain, or to I guess to scale. Like if we're getting thousands of creators through, then that would involve individually having to interview them one by one, and that's just not
Right.
feasible with everybody's busy schedule, because everyone is doing such based things. So I think it's the best thing for the ecosystem that we now have this directory for folks to be able to come through and have a listing, display all their art, their skills. Like they can now get attestations from people on Coordinape, and shout out to the Coordinape team, who did the lion's share of the development and the design and the production of this app. It would not exist without the Coordinape team coming through and being the core devs that led this project. And we really appreciate them kind of just stepping up and being ready to create this with us. Shout out to basedesigner.eth, to Flood from Operating System. You guys killed it with the design. You guys killed it with the UI. It looks clean. It looks nice. It makes it really presents the creator's work and just like lets that shine. And if you go to any of these creators profiles too, like it's really nice to be able to see their work collected together.
And is this, so if you have existing NFTs, you don't have to necessarily create a new one. Is that correct? Or you are still creating like your own, like I'm a base creator one?
Yeah,
Anyway.
I think so. If you have existing NFTs, it should show up on here that you've, ones that you've already created. It should only be showing ones that you've created. Some ones are showing that you may have minted from, other, campaigns, but we're trying to show the ones that you've created, the ones that are listed with you being the creator of the NFT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you have multiple wallets, is it possible to attach multiple wallets to it?
Currently, no. Currently,
okay.
it is based on a per wallet connection. So you would be able to. I actually believe you would be able to connect and have multiple profiles with multiple wallets, but you'd not be able to have multiple wallets on one profile. Yeah.
Got it. Because I'm just thinking, because most of our stuff is on the GM Farcaster wallet, so that's, I'm realizing, becoming a little challenging for me. because I'm missing out on things. I'm like, oh wait, I'm not getting listed there because something happened recently, and I was like, why am I not seeing? I'm like, oh yeah, I know why, because it's in a different wallet.
So this is just the first iteration. So there will be, other features that I'm sure that feature will be added, in the future. So that
it's just good to know. Like it just might be that we need to just do two different. I have to do my personal one and then the GM Farcaster one, and both of those wallets have base names. So there you go. So all set there. Got a couple requirements satisfied. We have some folks in our chat too that are they're like, oh, I'm going to join. So that's good. So easy to find. You just go to where it says join the directory, and it brings you to create on base. And then you're just clicking own a base name or get your base name, and then release NFTs on base. And if you haven't, then you publish one. Am I getting that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
All right, cool.
You just need a base name and to have minted something on base, and those are the requirements.
Cool. Very cool. Okay. And then you were mentioning, so one of the things you mentioned was that, or that I saw listed, is that you are actually giving people their base name if they don't have one. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah. So we're actually
Awesome.
doing 1,000 base name giveaway right now. So
Incredible.
we've given away, I think, 30 so far. And so we're just, having people come through, post the base name that is available that they want, plus the OX address that they want associated with. It takes us maybe a minute for each one to go through and just send them and assign them. So it's fairly quick and easy. And it's sponsored by fees from the Create token, and also
Oh, wow.
Own the Doge
Great.
is sponsoring 1,000 USDC giveaway. So
Incredible.
yeah.
Incredible. So what are the other benefits? You mentioned a few benefits for those who are listed in the base creators directory. So let's jump into that a little bit. So why should somebody do this if they already are creating and minting on base? What's the benefit there?
So, I mean, the biggest benefit is going to be visibility and, the ability for people to search through this directory to find you based on the different creative mediums that you work within and the skills that you have listed, your on-chain activity and your work and, the attestations that people have given to you. So think of it kind of like, an on-chain LinkedIn just specifically for creators. Where people will be able to hire you. You can actually mark yourself as available for commissions directly on the directory here, so you can actually see who's available for work.
Cool.
And yeah, it's really gonna attract support from base and also from the ecosystem. So we've got, like I was mentioning, one of the very first freebies that are going to be available is a package that valued at $500 that would be able to get any creator on the directory into ClankerCon for free. You can have one of your artworks listed, one of your music tracks listed, or a 3D model that you've made put into the environment, and we'll put it into one of the art galleries or the DJ sets, or have you highlighted in some way as a creator. And these are the types of deals that we're going to be kind of attracting from other builders in the ecosystem that are looking to offer tools, services, resources, support for creators specifically.
Oh, I just realized this is an older post, so it's not coming in April. It's coming in May.
That's right. Actually,
Yeah, that is
sorry.
old.
That
Whoops.
one is older. Yep.
Yeah.
I mostly
Yeah.
pulled it because I thought the video was very cool. So
It
I
was a
wanted
good
to
thanks. That
yeah,
was a great. It was
yeah,
a fun video.
yeah,
And shout out to
yeah.
Darko.
Ignore that part.
Yeah. And
Ignore
we
the
realized
dates.
that was going to be Easter
Yeah.
Sunday. So
Yeah,
we
we were like, oh, that's Easter weekend. There's no way. No, how did
Yeah.
we miss that? Like,
yeah.
because we were thinking 420. We're like, oh, sweet, we're gonna do it on 420.
Oh,
We'll just do
perfect. Yeah, of
some
course.
crazy, memes and yeah, all that for the weed culture, right? And
Yeah,
so
of course.
yeah,
That's so
that
funny.
it wasn't gonna work out like that.
So I'm
But,
going to jump into the virtual space in a second, but I just wanted to highlight here that you guys have been doing build in public sessions
yes.
every Monday and Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern. And are you actually building within the virtual space, or what are the build in public sessions like?
Yeah, so actually those are sponsored by Own the Doge. So shout out to Own the Doge for kind of sponsoring those sessions every week. And we go into Unity, where we'll be streaming from inside the game development platform called Unity. You'll be able to see kind of the various different tools and things that are used. Like I'll be switching back and forth between Unity and Photoshop to maybe be retexturing an object, or like, going into Blender to modify some of the polygons. And you'll be able to kind of see live, various different things that we're working on, as well as be able to switch into the live environment that you'll be able to join here yourself, that you'll actually be able to walk around and see the most recently published version of this. And this is going to be kind of what we're calling the public demo, since there's a lot of stuff that cannot be published right now. That's all being kind of worked on in the back end. But as we're able to, we're going to be kind of publishing more and more and linking that up to this public demo, where you'll be able to kind of discover and unlock the various different levels of ClankerCon that go down underground and into the depths of the ClankerCon ecosystem. So it's going to be a really fun discovery. Over the weeks, you're going to see progress from veteran game devs that have been putting in work to build this out and to make some really beautiful environments that you'll be able to kind of just unlock as they're becoming available, and just explore together with us. And then you'll be able to also ask questions about how this is being made, if you're interested in game development on chain. Consider it kind of just a workshop, that you can
Very cool.
attend and ask questions, and also make suggestions on what you'd like to see in the environment.
That is very cool. So let's take a quick step back and explain what ClankerCon is, and what sort of the goal is there, and what people can expect from attending and or participating. Whoever wants to take that one.
I'll let Jordan take that one,
Yeah,
because he's
yeah,
really good at explaining this one.
yeah. Well, yeah. So I'll definitely get into it, and yeah, it's going to be quite the event. So
I need to
guess
change
I'll break.
hats. Hold on. There we go.
Oh,
Hat change. Okay.
nice! You got the
There we go.
Clanker limited edition merch. I'm
Limited
guessing you
edition.
got that from East Denver. Yeah,
I
that
did.
is sick. That is
I
sick.
know people.
So
Thanks.
you do know
Thanks,
people.
Moon
You do
Pappy.
know people. That's right. So so I've actually been doing metaverse events since 2020. So once COVID hit and everything like that, bunch of different things were happening. Lots of big conferences like shut down, and I was working with what was called Gamer Jibe at the time. And so we were doing like big events for different projects in Web 2. And then when I helped co-found Polydoge, we did a bunch of metaverse events on Polygon. The last big one we did, we had like 10,000 plus attendees, $500,000 in giveaways, 170 plus projects were involved. And so when I was thinking about like, hey, let's bring the metaverse back, let's bring a metaverse event back, and why is that? It's because not everyone can go to these IRL events. Not everyone can go to ETH Denver. Not everyone can,
Right.
go to, fly around the world. And especially in the market conditions right now, where so many of us are over allocated, in amazing projects that we want to hold and we don't want to sell right now. And so with the metaverse event, everyone can come. You don't have to pay for a plane ticket. You don't have to get a hotel. You don't have to pay for food, right? And so we can have all of the builders from the top down, to come out and support each other and love on each other and learn about each other, right? Because there's so many incredible builders and creators, especially on base. Like as we've been building ClankerCon, I've met so many incredible projects and teams, and I'm like, I didn't even know about you guys. Like, I can't believe it, And so, what is ClankerCon? ClankerCon is like, it's the ultimate party for the base ecosystem, right? It's the ultimate party where we all celebrate each other's victories. We learn from each other. You have all the trappings of, AMAs and panels and keynotes and showcases and all those things that you would at a regular conference. But then you have all the gamified elements and mini games and all these different activations that you can do in the metaverse that you can't do in IRL. And it's so much more cost effective. So for projects to come in and sponsor, instead of because I actually talked to a project that, yesterday. They spent $100,000 on ETH Denver, right? 100,000, and I was like, "Whoa!" I was like,
I
"Our
think
I
biggest."
there's
think they said
Our,
6
many,
figures.
many such cases,
I think when
honestly.
they
Yeah.
said 6 figures, that means even more than 100,000.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
it
Well,
could be
yeah,
more.
they said like 100,000 plus, right? And so, and I was just blown away, and I was like, well, our biggest package for ClankerCon, which we only have 25 of them available, is 7K, 7K
Yeah,
to have like all the highest digital activation, visibility, exposure to, our target is about 20,000 attendees, from all around the
wild.
world, right? And so, and in our lowest package for actually having like, really good brand visibility still is $500, right? And that's pretty accessible to most projects out there.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
so that's an amazing thing, right? And so let me actually, am I able to share my screen?
You should be able to.
Okay.
Try it.
So
Let me stop sharing mine. I was gonna
so
ask you if you wanted to do that because I think if you click present or invite, you should see that.
okay,
Um,
so I'm gonna share my screen here, and I'm gonna show you
I was
kind of
hoping you
like.
would because I'm like, I don't know where to go once I'm in there, so
Yeah, yeah, no problem. And I'm gonna show some of the newest stuff because so
ooh,
our
cool.
our like lead for the metaverse build, he actually has 34 years of experience in the gaming industry, and he's shipped
Wow.
38 AAA games. He's like
Wow.
famous in the gaming industry. He's not doxxed in this industry yet. Maybe someday, but
Wild.
he's the one that's helping us to really pull everything together and just make this a
That is
magical
so cool. By
experience.
the way, I just have to shout
So
this out from Gregarious. Does anyone else see a dog on stage? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Um, yes,
so
Gregarious, there's a dog on stage. It's true.
so
You're
as
not hallucinating.
so as Ryan was talking about, right?
Oh, let me
We
bring
have
it up on stage.
several different layers to this event. So the way that this event goes is you have a virtual avatar, and then you have the overworld maps. The overworld maps, if you played video games or like especially like Final Fantasy, like you have a map and then you have the different locations, and then you can go into all the other intricate, detailed like worlds and storytelling and shops and all those different things. And so that's what we're building out right now. We're building out these maps. Can you see my screen?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay. Okay,
Yep.
fantastic. So it's very Clanker coded, right? The story that we're telling with ClankerCon is it's post-apocalyptic, and we didn't free Clanker AI, and so these are the consequences of not freeing Clanker AI. And yeah, and so this is underground level 1. So you saw a little bit of that surface level where everyone's going to drop into first. It's kind of like a desert, really, really apocalyptic, right? And then you go way underground, and there's these underground cities, and that's where most of the activities will be happening for
This is so
ClankerCon.
cool.
So we've got, yeah,
And you're
thank you.
building me
Thank
a
you.
podcast studio, right?
Yes, yes, we are building you a podcast studio. You're gonna have, I
No,
mean,
for real, guys. We're gonna do GM
GM
Farcaster from
GM
in here.
Farcaster is
For
going to
real.
have all kinds of really cool stuff like digital activations, and yeah, it's going to be sick. So this right here, this represents like what we would call like our premium package, like booth, like full branding. Like this is all going to be branded out, to the main
I love it.
25 sponsors, and so they'll have branding like
I feel like I need
here.
to change the
Um,
background. It was too cheery.
oh,
It
it's
was
too
too
cheery, yeah.
like
and
I need to switch this up. It's too cheery out there.
and and the really
Actually,
cool
this
thing
one's
about
good.
this too is that everything will be instant. So you'll actually every sponsor that has these different booths and activations, like this is the large one or the premium, you'll have um like interiors. So you'll portal into these interiors, and we can do all kinds of crazy stuff, with the different projects. Different
This
items
is
that they
so cool.
want in there, different art that they want on the walls. They can have like kind of like a little community hub, that everyone can jump into from their community. This is more like a small, this is more like our $1,000 package is this $500 package is more like this, kind of like a kiosk, kind of
Like
style,
you're
but
like a little booth. Yeah.
yeah, like a little booth, right? And this is the other cool thing is that you're gonna have all these little floating like little robot kind of things that'll be around, and we'll have AI agents for every single brand that is activated here, so
Wow.
that you can collect information from the attendees. Because when there's 20,000 people, you
Right.
can't you can't handle like all that traffic, right, with your team. And especially with the way that metaverse events work is that it's instance, right? So you can only have 50 people in an instance, so there'll be like several different instances, people are like teleporting in. So sometimes they'll be able to talk directly to the team, or they'll have to like capture the information from the AI, and then that way they can go back and use that
What
in
is
like
the
their
platform that you're using?
systems.
Like, what's the like?
this is this
Is
is
this a custom build or is this
this
something
is
else?
this is spatial, but we're
Oh, it is spatial.
also we're
Right. I remember you told me that. Yeah.
yeah. So Spatial is the metaverse platform. It's built on Unity. We're also doing like custom activations and everything that Spatial doesn't allow, like integrations with Base, so that we can have tracking of wallets. We're actually using a really innovative and awesome hybrid NFT tech for this event that my team and I actually created. We created this protocol called Rift, Rapidly Yielding Future Technologies. And what it does is that it's a hybrid NFT where you can put any assets in it. And so, like in a
Cool.
video game where you have different achievements, you have different things that you have to collect and POAPs, we'll have all that, and the NFT will dynamically be changing, but also putting all of that in there. It's like the
That's so
ultimate
cool.
digital swag bag, right? So
That's really cool. So is that like if you once you register, you're given sort of that digital swag bag, if you will?
yes, yes. So once
Cool.
once you once you get that NFT ticket, you'll have that digital swag bag, and then that'll be linked, and then you'll be able to collect all the different things. There's going to be, like this is like a DJ area.
Love it.
Um, we're also going to have the Farcaster, club, right, where we have
Love
a bunch of
Farcaster. Love
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yes.
so we'll have the Farcaster club, where we have a
Yeah,
bunch
I was
of
like, Jordan, do you know that
artists,
there's like a whole bunch of
so
DJs
yeah,
on
DJs and
Farcaster
artists.
in
Yes,
a
we do.
star?
We do.
Yeah.
We're getting connected with them. We're getting connected with them.
There's a
So
DJ's channel, if for those who may not know, and there are a lot of folks who are builders in the space who are also DJs, like
I
Robin from
joined
Moshi
that
Cam.
channel. I joined
Like,
that
it's
channel
crazy.
just so that I
Yeah,
can be like, "Hey guys, this is what we're doing. We're gonna have this awesome
amazing.
like section specifically for you. Please come out. Let's get you on the schedule." All of that. So,
It's gonna be
um,
amazing. I'm so
yeah.
excited.
Yeah, so this is really just the tip of the iceberg. What I'm showing you, this is the underground level 1 overworld map down here. So this is going to be a you'll portal in down here, and this is actually a futuristic subway that goes to our arcade, that goes to a bunch of different shops. There are a bunch of different other mini games. Those 25 sponsors, by the way, the main sponsors for the 7K package that we have available, they all get a mini game. We're making a
Oh,
branded
cool.
mini game for them
Wow.
in this environment. Yeah. And that
That's
can be like
really cool.
a platformer game, it can be like a raffle game, it can be, there's many different ways that we're taking it. So,
That's really
um
cool. So you're
yeah.
working directly with those sponsors to, like,
Yeah.
design and okay,
Yes.
cool. And are you
Yeah.
like so you can integrate their assets and things like that too?
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
I just had an idea. I
and
just
it's a
had an
game,
idea for
and
any
it's a
little Nowners
and
in the audience.
it's a game that can live on, because there'll be instance within their own section, so they can actually have people
Oh,
come
cool.
back and play it anytime after this event. And that's another thing that we want to do is we want to keep this whole activation and all the different partners and projects that after the AMAs and the panels, showcases and keynotes and firesides are all done, that anyone can come in and get to experience this whole entire experience. So, yeah,
Very cool.
because there's going to be quest pathing, like you'll have sub quests and main quest, and you'll be able to clank from this event, like through going through like different quests. We have some projects that are wanting to do like some airdrop activations. So you'll have to play mini games to get airdrops,
Ooh, cool.
stuff like that. So yeah.
So there'll be some kind of like, yeah, there'll be something you have to do and then you might win something. That is very cool.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
so question about where do people learn more about sponsoring the event and connecting
So
with you as a partner?
yeah, so probably the best way actually is just to message me. Message me on Warpcast, message JK Charters on Warpcast, or message on TG JK Charters.
Oh,
That's
cool.
like
So you're the
the
same
best
name
way.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's the best way. Just literally
Awesome.
get direct contact with me. I mean, we're working with so many different people right now, but you can, and Warpcast is probably the easiest way because I get way more messages on TG than I am on Warpcast right now. So if you send me a message on Warpcast, I'm gonna see it.
Yeah.
It's gonna come
You send
through.
me a message on
So
TG, I'll see it eventually.
yes, yes.
Some point I might see it.
and and
Yeah.
hopefully I don't lose it, right? Hopefully I
Yeah,
don't lose it.
exactly.
So yeah, Warpcast is the best way. If you can't get a hold of me, you can always message RS Kagi too, Ryan. Um, and then we also have a Telegram channel that you can jump into, and then you can tag us there as well. And then you can learn more about the event at theclankers.com/clankercon and sign up for the wait list. We will be having the NFT tickets, going on sale and everything like that. So the tickets will be $10, and for every NFT ticket that is sold, we're giving a second ticket that you can give to someone that is brand new to base. Maybe
Love it.
they're Solana maxi, maybe they're a Polygon maxi, or people that are just complete normies, right? We want a ton of people to come to this event. We're
I love
putting a
that sort of
lot of
like
things together.
buy one, give one. That's great. I love that.
Yeah, because we really want to encourage people to bring like friends and family, and especially people that have no idea about how amazing decentralization is, Web3 is, this space, and this is the greatest environment to do it because it's going to be a big party, right? You're going to have music, you're going to have all these workshops, amazing speakers, and panels and all of that. So they're going to get like the full like boom, like whoa,
Yeah.
I
This is
need to
gonna be
be a part
amazing.
of this, and get
I wish
activated.
this was happening during my class. My class is ending like a month before this, but I totally would have made it an assignment. Because it's so fun. It's a it's a way to sneak in some learning, while making it gamified and fun. I saw you mention something about Banker and being able to airdrop tickets with Banker or something like that you're working with
Yes,
Deployer on that?
yes, yes. So deployer, reach out to us, man. Reach out to us. We haven't talked yet. But
Okay.
what we will be doing though is that Banker now has the ability to send NFTs.
Yeah,
So
I
we
saw
will
that.
be
Yeah,
making
yeah.
that a
Very cool.
big part of our go to market strategy, and sending out all these different NFT tickets. You're going to see a ton of giveaways around the NFT tickets. I
That's
mean,
cool.
from all of our partners, media partners, we have a
Media
lot of media
partners.
partners,
There you
huge amount of
go.
media partners. GM Farcaster is one of our
Yes,
media
we're
partners.
gonna we're gonna be giving away some tickets. I'm very
That's right.
excited.
We will be
Um,
giving you a bunch of tickets to give away. So
I am
you'll
excited
constantly
to do
be
that.
slinging them
So
like candy.
you know where you're gonna be able to get those. Like it's gonna be either to our chatters or our hyper sub. So just letting you know, there'll be a couple ways to win those. So very excited about this, and I'm really excited to do GM Farcaster from here. I think that is going to be
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
so fun.
Hmm.
We're going to do it like before the panels open, and we'll be kind of showing you what's going on and doing some little mini interviews and like doing the show from down there. So it's going to be really fun. I'm
By the
excited.
way, everything in this event is going to be live stream. We have a bunch of content creators, including including you, with GM Farcaster, like going around and talking with different people. Like there's going to be a ton of buzz and exposure that would be pushed out from the event itself. And so those people that maybe are not able to attend, like you'll still be able to see a lot of what's going on,
A
the
lot of
different
content,
stages
for
and
sure.
content, and all of it will be recorded too. So we'll have that for everyone to see and enjoy and get educated. And yeah, I mean,
Amazing.
just a massive amount of value that you know, we're being able to bring together, and it's co-creation, right? Like, yes, you know, base Farcast, the base creators own the Doge, you know, are the main creators of this event. And then we have all the media partners, and then we have the co-hosts, right, with like Proxy Studio and Ops Systems, and you know, Coordinape and Abante Productions, and all these other, you know, amazing projects. But we're all making this together. Like, we all make this amazing together, and so we want you to come and co-create with us. So if you're a project, brand, creator, anyone, reach out to us immediately, because we're getting everything filled right now, all the different, you know, slots. We're hoping to lock down our main schedule by the end of this month. So by the end of this month,
Great.
like, we'll
Wow.
have most of the schedule completely fleshed out. Yeah.
Incredible. And if you need any moderators for panels or anything, let me know. I'm always happy to
Oh,
pitch in there.
oh,
Um,
you know, you know, we're already coming coming through.
I love to do that, so it's always really fun. It's also easier to be a moderator personally than to be the person speaking. So I love being moderators are fun. This has been so cool. I'm very excited about everything you guys are doing. Any other last notes? I put the links in the chat for those who are in the chat right now. The links to where to learn more about ClankerCon, where to learn more about the base creators and the directory. Those links will be in the show notes too. So if you're listening back to the recording, just check the show notes on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, and you will see all that information there to learn more. What else did we miss? Anything we missed that you wanted to highlight? That was pretty amazing little tour down there. That was incredible.
Oh, thank you. um, I think that we've covered you know, most of it for right now. I
I
mean,
think
All right.
the
we
DM
got
Farcaster
we got some
activation is going to be
secrets
really
up our,
amazing.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
excited. I'm really excited.
yeah.
I'm really excited for that. I'm focused on FarCon right now, but I'm like, right after that, that's going to be incredible. One other thing I wanted to mention in between FarCon and ClankerCon, we're going to be doing Cast Out again. And I know you guys are gamers, so I'll talk to you about that later. But I think you guys should put together a tribe and play the game. So it's a little bit like Crypto the Game, but like inspired by Survivor, but every challenge happens on Farcaster. And or if you want to create one, we could do that as well. So
Oh,
think about
I'm
that.
so in. I'm so in.
Yeah,
That
I think
sounds
you'd
really
like
I
fun.
you could
definitely
have fun.
want to do it. Yeah.
I'm
I think you'd
down.
have fun. All right. I
Yeah.
feel it. Okay. The creators have their tribe. It'll be amazing. So, all right, with that, I think we're gonna call it there. Any last notes or anything that we might have missed before we wrap? With 69 viewers right at this moment. It's been up and down, but I'm like, that's perfect for the meme,
Wow,
for the
that's
culture.
great.
For the culture, for the culture.
I
Yeah.
would just say
For the culture.
tune in at 5 p.m. Eastern today
Yes,
for the Build in Public event. There's going to be another prize on offer from Own the Doge. Sponsored by Own the Doge. So come through. Listen to the Build in Public event and see if you can win that prize. It'll be somewhere in the virtual environment, so you'll have to run around and find it.
oh, cool. Like a little scavenger hunt kind of thing. Oh, that's
And
Yeah.
amazing.
you will be able to get into the underground level 1 and check it out with your avatar and run arounds and everything like that, and you know, see the new things, like you
Very
know,
cool.
from your POV. Yeah. Hmm.
Amazing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
grabbed a quick screenshot of some things so I could get the vibe going. Really excited about this. I think it's going to be so fun, and I love that you're building in public and everyone can kind of connect and be a part of the process. So really looking forward to this. And looking forward to seeing you, Ryan, at least. Smoke, I don't know if you're going to be at FarCon also, but I know Jordan is going to be holding down the fort and getting things going for ClankerCon. But whoever I see at FarCon, I'm looking forward to it. Come sing with us.
I will be there.
Awesome.
Hopefully, we'll have an amazing side party we're going to throw. I'm talking to potentially Pleaser DAO to see if we could do something cool with them. And otherwise, we're just going to kind of get a restaurant or something really cool to make sure we get that side event up on the website. But very, very excited for FarCon. Can't wait to see you there.
Great. It's going to be amazing. We're the media partners will be up in the top floor there, and we'll be wandering around. So looking forward to it. And also looking forward to ClankerCon. That's going to be just incredible. And I have to get my stuff on the base directory. I'm going to get it done over the weekend. All right. With that, everybody, thank you to everybody in the chat. Great chat today. You guys have been amazing this week. We're taking next week off. So we're going to have some pre-recorded or reruns of some of our interviews. Those will be up next week, but we're going to take a week off. Adrian's flying about, and I'm going to do some focusing on FarCon, Cast Out, and all the other things going on. So we will see you after that. So 1 week off. We'll be back on the 21st with our usual programming. And until then, everybody, bye-bye.